Turn the motherfucking music up.
Just blaze, man. You owe me, nigga.
Yeah. 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 Welcome to the Empire. Home of the world trade.
Oh, fucking StreamYard. I'm froze. All right. You know what? Just fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. Yeah, StreamYard. Am I still freezing up? Okay. Oh well. I wrote what I have, man. StreamYard is that's probably my last month paying for this shit. Horrible experience. Horrible. But anyway, welcome. Hope you all having a good day. Hope you all had a good weekend and all the good stuff. Of course, we're going to break down the latest and greatest from the world of sports, and of course, get into some politics tonight. We'll be doing my recap review of the NBA Finals. Talk about that in a little bit of detail. Of course, we're going to talk about politics. Of course, talk about the UFC event that happened this past weekend. Also going to talk a little World Cup for my football heads, my soccer heads. We'll talk a little bit of football, a little soccer in regards to that. But of course, man, like I said, hope y'all are doing well. Don't mind me fussing. The StreamYard is always a struggle when it's time to do a show. Every time you log on, it's something new. But anyway, we're gonna make the best make the best of it as best we can. Make the best of it best we can. Of course, I want to go ahead and start the show off by saying congratulations to the New York Knicks for winning a very, I would say this. Congratulations to them. I'm gonna break down this series and give my own thoughts and views of it. But yeah, I can't take anything away from the New York Knicks. Fantastic playoff run. And a team, I'll say this, for a city that has seen success in sports. You're talking about the New York Giants have won Super Bowls. You have the New York Yankees who have won World Series, but there's something about this Knicks winning a championship just makes New York feel a little different. They kind of feel like every other city that has gone through a severe drought of winning the championship, and the Knicks did it in a spectacular fashion. Listen, it was a 5-game series. I did pick Spurs in 6, 5-game series, but it was an entertaining 5 games. Kudos to both teams for going out there, playing sound, good basketball for the most part, but putting on a very entertaining series. Even though it only went 5, it was a lot of drama. It was a lot of, tense moments throughout this series. It wasn't like, San Antonio, yes, they lost 4 games to 1, but it wasn't like San Antonio didn't have opportunities to win games in this series. But give credit to the Knicks, and Jalen Brunson has cemented himself firmly in the superstar status in today's current NBA. You can't mention superstar in today's NBA and not put Jalen Brunson in a conversation with the playoff run that he had and the series that he had. But so much respect to him, and I'm surprised Naps ain't hit me up yet. Well, he has tagged me in a post talking about the Knicks, but the Knicks find themselves in a very good position going forward to a degree. Just like any championship team, the hardest thing about winning the championship is running it back. But I think the Knicks have the pieces in place to make a strong push for a repeat. Now, will I be picking them come the new season? I don't know. It's still a lot of stuff that has to happen. Off season has to happen as far as free agency is concerned in the NBA. And of course, you have the NBA draft, which happens a little bit later this month. Pieces could be moved. Teams could be drastically different from what they are now. But the Knicks, I would say this: Mike Brown deserves kudos for the job that he's did. Hell of a coach. Sacramento Kings, I'm looking at you with the side eye. I am looking at you with the side eye. This guy was your head coach in the year that you broke your 14, 15 year playoff drought. He was your head coach, and you let him go. Mike Brown is always been a very good coach. This couldn't get over the hump, but Mike Brown has always been one of the best coaches in the NBA. Two-time NBA Coach of the Year, has had a lot of success on the assistant level and on the head coaching level. Mike Brown is a hell of a coach, and you saw, I think, coaching, knowing how to manage your players, how to manage situations, showed up in his NBA Finals. If you look at if you was to tell somebody that, hey, San Antonio Spurs for 72% of this NBA Finals led, and I'm talking about they had some huge leads. I'm not even going to get into the 29-point choke job. But if I told you San Antonio led for 72% of this playoff, as far as this NBA Finals is concerned, you would think that San Antonio would have won the series. But give credit to Mike Brown for creating the bench, cultivating the bench, something that didn't happen under Tom Thibodeau when he was the head coach last year. Mike Brown comes in, develops a bench, and also with developing the bench came up big when it needed to come up big throughout this playoff run. Not so much so in the last couple. I'm gonna keep it about not so much so in the last couple games of this NBA Finals, but Mike Brown has created a culture there where defense is on the mind of all players, regardless of their limitations. And I think he outcoached. How you doing, Ms. Murph? It's StreamYard, boy. I like my music, but StreamYard just be. But anyway, Mike Brown, like I said, fantastic job. I think he outcoached Coach Johnson for the San Antonio Spurs, and it showed. It showed when the team got down and like I said, New York was down. If you look at it, 72% of this series, San Antonio had the lead. They had nice, large leads. But I think the coaching by Mike Brown, instilling confidence in play. Hey, if we play defense, we don't turn the ball over, we play sound basketball, we can get back into these games. No game is ever out of reach. And it showed. I think, the difference between coaching experience showed up in this NBA Finals. And if I had to, give a grade for San Antonio's head coach, listen, you did a fantastic job with a very young group getting to the NBA Finals, but your inexperience on the sidelines reared its ugly heads. How you doing, YouTube Unfolded? Yes. Your inexperience on the sidelines reared its ugly head in this NBA Finals. Some of your coaching decisions, some of your coaching strategies. I'm a Lakers fan. I don't have no dog in the race, but I picked San Antonio. And some of your decisions as far as like sticking with De'Aaron Fox, even though De'Aaron Fox has had a very, very, very subpar playoff run, had a very subpar playoff run, and even worse NBA Finals. For you to stick with him, yes, he's the veteran, quote unquote. You ride with the guys who got you there, but you're down. I mean, you look at Game 5, you're down 3-1. Dylan Harper has outplayed De'Aaron Fox throughout this playoff run. Do I think Dylan Harper right now is a better player than De'Aaron Fox? No, he hasn't proven it yet. He's still a rookie. Was finishing his rookie year, but you're down 3-1. You're at home. Play the young boy who is playing well. This is not the time to, stick to your rotation. You're in a do or die. You lose, season is over. And the fact that you kept De'Aaron Fox out there and gave him 30-plus minutes when he didn't have it going this entire series, probably played himself to a new destination. I'm gonna be honest with you, but his coaching decisions, Coach Johnson's coaching decisions with San Antonio, it looks like reared its ugly head game after game. I mean, I'm not going to absolve the players. We're going to talk about that in just a second. But for you not to, hey, slow it down. When you're up, slow it down. Focus more on the details. Do what got you here. Do what got you here. San Antonio Blue leads every damn game. Every damn game. And you can just see them crumbling apart game after game after game after game. And the head coach, listen, at some point, you got to learn if the players are not, stopping the bleeding, you got to do whatever you can to put a tourniquet on that thing. Hold on as long as you can until you're able to get it right. And I think his inexperience on the sidelines showed in this NBA Finals glaringly. Now, that's like I said, I'm gonna be critical of the San Antonio Spurs in this review. I'm gonna talk about New York also because they deserve their flowers for the performance that they put up in the very entertaining NBA Finals. But San Antonio, man, listen, you missed a golden opportunity, and I think with this team is being as young as it is, thinking, hey, we got to the NBA Finals, we'll probably be back here next year, and the NBA doesn't work like that. When you have the opportunity to take control and win a championship, you have to seize it. Because you never know what's going to happen in the future. You never know what your roster is going to look like. San Antonio is going to have to, make some decisions as far as like what pieces to add or take away from this team going forward. This is not a guarantee that you get back here. Yes, you have the unicorns, the 7'5" phenom, Wemby. Yes, you have that. But you go back and a very recent example of a team getting there and not getting back. Look at the 2012 OKC Thunder, the team that had James Harden, Westbrook, and Durant lose in the NBA Finals to Miami, and you automatically think, hey, with the talent that we have, as young as we are, we're going to be back in this situation. And look how long it took Oklahoma City to get back there. It took them so long that all those guys are gone. I think San Antonio blew a massive opportunity, I think if San Antonio was able to capture the championship in this NBA Finals, could have changed the league, could have changed the direction of the league, could have changed how teams are being built. So, sports is a copycat league. People see what works for you, and if they can't get the pieces that works for them, just like you have, listen, it's no 7'5" Wemby coming into the NBA. But this is a copycat league. Teams, we got to get more athletic on. You look at OKC. Teams decided, hey, we got to get more athletic on the week. We got to get more athletic 3-and-D guys. This is a copycat league. And I think if San Antonio was able to, take advantage of the opportunity, and listen, they led for 72% of this NBA Finals. For them to choke, and this was what it was. I'm not going to mince words. San Antonio choked this series. A lot of that had to do with the coaching and the play from the New York Knicks, but San Antonio choked this series. You had an opportunity here. Listen, it's no guarantee that you get back to this point. Trust me, as a lifelong Cowboys fan, it is no guarantee that you're going to be back in that situation this time next year. All it takes is an injury, a key guy gets hurt, and somebody else is being crowned the champion. You thinking, hey, we got Wemby. Listen, Wemby gives you a very very big window with how young he is and how talented he is and the impact he's already had on the game since coming into the league. Gives you a very large window to make runs to the NBA Finals, make runs for a championship, but don't ever take it for granted. And I think San Antonio's inexperience, that youth showed up tremendously in this NBA Finals. It was no veteran out there on the court like this, like hold it together, stop the bleeding, nothing. It was kind of sad to watch. And listen, I'm not a San Antonio fan, but I was like, God damn, I like these young boys. I like how they play. But you guys are just choking away games. And it was beyond frustrating. Listen, game, and then you get game 5, win or go home, or you staying home because you was already at home. The sense of urgency wasn't there throughout the entire game. You cannot have lapses to where we're coming out, we're locked in, we're locked in defensively, we're locked in offensively, and you're picking up a double-digit lead, in the first half, and then you kind of fade, let them back in the game in the second quarter, still have a lead, but the lead done shrunk, come out, play very well in the third quarter, and then fourth quarter after fourth quarter after fourth quarter after fourth quarter shrink. Like, nope, coaching has a lot to do with that, but as the players, man, you missed a golden opportunity. Now, on the flip side, you had the New York Knicks. Listen, Jalen Brunson deserved the Finals MVP. I don't think it was any doubt he was going to get the Finals MVP, but the second best player in this series on both teams, for me, had to be OG. OG, and I don't want to mess the guy's name up. OG Anunoby, to me, was the second best. What's going on? What's going on, Mark? To me, OG was the second best player in this series. OG was the second best player in this series. By how consistent he played. Yeah, he had a bad game 5, but by his standard. But to me, he was the second best player in this series. Brunson deserved it, but if Brunson wasn't going to get it, to me, OG would have got it. OG had a fantastic, not just a fantastic NBA Finals, had a fantastic playoff run. Had a fantastic playoff run. Now, I can nitpick a little bit with the Knicks. Cat, gave you 2 good games, games 1 and 2 in this series. Kind of faded to black for the other 3. I get you having to deal with Wemby, but you left a lot to be desired. You left a lot out there on the court. Would have liked a lot better performance from you. Kel Bridges, his game kind of came and went. Josh Hart, unsung hero for the New York Knicks, not just for this NBA Finals, but unsung hero for this playoff run that they had. Josh Hart is a guy that every team wants to have on their squad. A guy who's going to go out there, is not worried about buckets, can get buckets. Yeah, you're right, Mark. Dan Marino got to the Super Bowl and never made it back. It is not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. You have to take those opportunities dead serious. Like, hey, we're never coming back. We're never coming back. Barkley the same way. I mean, you got Ewing. Ewing had 1 Finals appearance. This is how sports works. It is not a guarantee. Hey, we're young. We got talent. Listen, it's other teams that is just as talented, if not more talented. Listen, keep it a buck with you. OKC would have beat you in a 7-game series with a healthy Jalen Williams. I think OKC would have beat San Antonio if they'd have been 100% healthy. But they had injuries on that. But that's just the nature of sports. It's not a guarantee. It is not a guarantee. When Wembanyama goes down next year, guess what? We're not talking about the San Antonio Spurs making it to the NBA Finals. We're not. But back to the New York Knicks. The Knicks played well. They played poised. Give credit to Mike Brown, the head coach, for creating that culture there. And people kind of overlook the championship experience. Hold up, Mark, he didn't go twice. No, Ewing lost to he lost to the Spurs once. He only made 1 Finals. Who made? Oh, he was on the 99 squad. Okay. I stand correct. Appreciate it, Mark. Appreciate it. I stand correct. He was on the 99 squad. I thought he had retired by then. But but where was I at with it? But yeah, New York showed a lot of poise, especially in this NBA Finals. When they got down, they still continue to play sound defense, sound offense, and realize that, hey, with this team in San Antonio that's kept letting them back in the game, if we keep it close, keep the pressure on them, they'll break. They will break. And San Antonio broke game after game after game after game. Listen, I said earlier in the show, 72% of this series, San Antonio had the lead. But if you look at the end result, you wouldn't know that if you didn't watch the games. You would think, oh man, New York went out there and dominated San Antonio. San Antonio, listen, they choked. But the champ. I'm going back to the championship experience. People overlook the championship experience that. All right, let's get you. What's up, man?
Yo, what up, though?
What's happening, man?
It was cracking, man. I didn't want to interrupt, man, because you was cooking, man. But I was like, damn, he got the link out there, so damn it, it's open.
Well, did you enjoy the NBA Finals, man?
Man, this is probably one of the best finals I've seen in quite some time, brother. I'm not even
I
gonna
would agree
hold
with
you.
you. I would agree with you. I would agree with you. It was for it to
Bro,
be 5 games.
huh?
It was entertaining for 5 games.
It was. Every game was entertaining, man. And it was like, I seen some people jumping ship though already. They already talking about, oh man, I wanted the Spurs to win. I was like, why you say that? Because I root for the underdog. I'm like, the Spurs was the favorite.
Spurs were the
Nah, they
favorite.
wanted. I was like, bro, the Spurs was the favorite, homie.
Yeah, Spurs were the betting favorite going into the
They're
I
gonna-
picked the Spurs in 6. I didn't think they was going to choke every game, man. Every single game.
So,
And it was like just watching somebody dying from gunshot wounds, man.
at what point did you knew they was gonna lose this title, bro?
Game 2.
Game 2 for me too. When I
Game
said,
2.
"Oh, these niggas don't blew the bag at the crib twice," it's over. They was like, "Nah, it ain't over yet." I said, "It's over." I said, "Cause the Knicks ain't about to lose to at the house." They was like, "They might," and then
I
they
think New
lost the
York
first
let them
game
off
at
the
the
hook in
house.
game
I
3.
said, "Uh oh."
Yeah, game 1. Listen, the game 1 I knew it was gonna be kind of a toss up because New York had been off for a while. San Antonio coming off a very long series with OKC. I expected San Antonio to come out a little bit flat in game 1, but I knew it was over in game 2. I knew it was over. You can just tell by the body language of some of San Antonio's players. Like the moment was too big for him, and you hate to say that. you don't make this long playoff run, long season, and you get to the finals, and the lights was just too bright for him, man. The lights was way too bright for him, and I knew the series was over after game 2. I figured they go in New York and steal one, but the body language just told me like, nah, these cats ain't ready for it. these cats is not ready for them. For you to blow lead after lead after lead, then you choke. You have a chance in game 4 to make it a real series and put the pressure back on New York, and you choke a 29-point lead on the road.
Oh my goodness, bro! Like the Spurs set all the wrong NBA records this year.
Yeah.
They set the wrong records, like the biggest comeback deficit, the biggest fourth quarter comeback. Like somebody did the math. I think it was Marcellus Wallace, and he had this. It was a chart that was going around. They said in all the games they lost, all 4 games they lost, like they had like a 97% chance of winning on one. 93. That game they was up by 9, bro. They had a 99-point chance of winning.
Yeah.
And you would look at fourth quarter comebacks, and it's like, when did y'all say, hey, look? When did they not say, hey, look, we need to make somebody else win this game other than Jalen Brunson?
Well,
Because every time I looked at the clock, and I
OG
was like,
cooking. OG was cooking.
he was consistent. Yes, he was he was the most consistent throughout.
He was the second best player in the series on
Yeah.
both teams. OG, he didn't get enough pub for it because the focus was on Jalen, but New York
He got that one that mattered though. That put back. Oh my God, that's gonna go.
Yeah.
Nobody boxed him out.
Yeah. OG, listen.
Did they get outplayed? Did they get outplayed or outcoached?
You gotta put a bit of both in there. I think Mike Brown outcoached Coach Johnson for the Spurs. I think he outcoached. I think he ran circles around him. I think the beating was worse on the coaching side than the play side.
Say it again, but what?
I think the beating was worse as far as the coaching. I think playing wise, San Antonio had a plan until they got like, hey, these Knicks is not going away, and you're looking to the sidelines and you're not getting any answers. And the guy you would think would have answers, De'Aaron Fox, who's supposed to be quote unquote the veteran leader on the team, he looks clueless. He looks like he's not ready for the moment. So, but give credit to Mike Brown. Give credit to Mike Brown developing a bench, something Thibodeau didn't do last year. He just ran them boys ragged. They was playing 40 plus minutes a night, all the starters. But I think Mike Brown did a fantastic job. Hey, this keep playing sound defense. Don't turn the ball over. San Antonio is going to let us back into these games.
I think it worked out in their favor that Cat got in their trouble a little bit, though, because they kept putting a fresh man on Wembley. And he was just shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. And
he was tired, dog.
Didn't they rotate 4 different 7-foot centers on him at one point?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can score, and these guys can't score, but they got fresh bodies pressing on you. Pause.
Yeah, OG was guarding them for a stretch there. Like this keep leaning on him. It was sad to watch, man. It was
not for me. I was talking cash shit. Excuse my French, but I'm in French.
I know you. Yeah, I know you. You and what's going on, Naps? Yeah, no. Listen, there's no excuses. San Antonio choke. It's no.
I was talking shit. I was like, take that shit back to Paris, bitch. And this is America. I was going crazy. Yeah, I was talking crazy shit about women because look, bro, I didn't like how dirty of a player he was. I didn't know it. I get it. People always calling people soft, right? This guy plays soft. Wemby does not play soft. I give him that. But man, it seemed like he was doing dirty plays and the refs was letting him get away with it. And
you would think for his size, you would think like he'd be a little flimsy. Like, no. He does a little training, off-season training with KG. So he's got
my goodness. See, I didn't know that, but it all made sense because that elbow that he threw to the throat, and that what was that, the OKC game?
Yeah.
When he caught that dude in the throat with the elbow, didn't get suspended, didn't get fined. I'm like, oh nah.
Well, the NBA wasn't going to suspend. Listen, Wemby
that's when I started rooting for them, bro, because at low key, I would have wanted them to win. I used to live in San Antonio.
Yeah.
I would have wanted them to win. I said, hey, look, I said that like not me, what I wanted to happen matter. I said, I would have wanted them to win. But since he did that, I wanted them to lose. And they lost. Nah, I ain't had nothing to do with it. I ain't that lucky.
He's gonna be the face of the NBA. Whether
they want him to be.
Yeah. What other options do you have?
Jalen Brunson about to be the face, bro. He got the story. He got the storyline.
He deserves to be considered, but Jalen Brunson, his personality is not what the NBA wants.
He's a good kid. Stays out of trouble. Got a nice white wife, don't he? Or she mulatto?
I'm not sure, but
no, listen, he's a nice kid. Got his dad as the coach of the team. Have we ever seen that before? A guy coaching a team where his son wins a title, so they both get in the ring right now, and the dude is the MVP.
No, I don't think we have. I don't.
Spurs.
I don't really think...
Told you, Spurs helped them niggas make all kind of new records that we ain't never seen before.
Yeah. But I don't think Jalen's going to be the
Me neither, because they don't like them braids, bro. Same thing with SGA. They didn't.
His game is not sexy enough. Wemby's the unicorn. A guy that size, that height, that moves like a guard.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a unicorn, and they're gonna listen. They're gonna tie their yeah. Oh, Nap's okay. So she's Jewish. Okay. They're gonna tie their NBA is gonna tie everything to Wemby going forward, but it's no guarantee they get back to the finals, man. OKC. I said OKC was if Jalen Williams for OKC was healthy. I think OKC wins that series. Okay.
Oh, my bad. I had to mute my mic. Go ahead.
I think OKC was healthy. They win that series. Like I said, coach, like how do you keep De'Aaron Fox on the floor and Dylan Harper is cooking? Like,
they paying Fox so much money, they gotta have him on the floor.
Dog, I'm here to win. Like, it's a lot of cats on the bench making buku money. I gotta win. Whatever gives me the best chance to win. If you can give me some quality minutes, I need those quality minutes. Um, De'Aaron Fox play like shit this NBA Finals.
Man, he made poor basketball decisions right there at the end too, bro. When he did the instead of going up for that layup, that OG block, he should have dribbled out or made them niggas foul him.
Yeah, but you was trying to get an and one, and it
Being
cost your team the
greedy.
game.
Being greedy. No, let them foul you or let the clock run out. It was less than 30 seconds.
Yeah. Well, like I said, De'Aaron Fox, for you to be a all-star player, a guy who's been in the league 7 to 8 years, to make that kind of I expect that from like a Dylan Harper to make that mistake in the moment. He's a rookie. He don't know situational basketball like that. For you to be a guy who's led a team to make that mistake, yeah, Naps, I agree. Yeah, OKC still listen. OKC's got so many goddamn picks. But now they got to start. You got to start making, how the salary cap and all that kind of stuff works in the NBA. They got to start making decisions. And San Antonio, listen, with how the salary cap is, their window is not as wide open as a lot of people think. They're gonna have to make some decisions as far as who to pay, who not to pay, because Wemby's coming up for a big max. Dylan Harper, if he stays healthy, he's gonna be getting a big max. Stephon Castle. He's gonna be up for some big money. They're gonna find themselves in the same boat as OKC. Like eventually,
Fox gonna clear up a lot of cash for them niggas because he gotta go.
Oh yeah, listen, I'm moving Fox by the draft. I'm trying to see what team needs a guard who's still.
Hey, look, I was moving Fox before the champagne dried on the floor. If I was San Antonio.
I mean, Dylan Harper outplayed him. De'Aaron, like I said, De'Aaron Fox give me nothing, but his value, why his value is what his value is. You're not going to get a boatload for De'Aaron Fox, and you can still get some quality pieces, so maybe some picks. It's a team out there that'll take a De'Aaron Fox. Out of all the people on San Antonio, outside of the coach, De'Aaron Fox looks the worst. For you to be a vet that plays scared and was just making mistake after your shot wasn't going, your defense wasn't going. You was a liability the entire series.
Oh, let's not. Hey, look, don't act like they didn't have opportunity after opportunity. I was making a joke with the homie. I said, well, when Cat getting tired, he just gonna start making a stupid foul so he can go sit down, take a break. It was like that Karl Anthony Towns disappeared during these finals, bro.
Well, he played well the first two games. I can give you two.
I think when he hit the 1-3. No, you know what? He did play the first two games when they played in San Antonio at home.
Yeah, he played well in those first two games. Those last three, yeah, you can tell he was a little gassed, stayed in foul trouble. Those last three, he got the first two. I think the first two you got to really give Cat kudos for those first two wins on the road. After that, Cat was just a body. You couldn't tell him from Mitchell Robinson. I'm just saying. Damn, Naps. Listen, De'Aaron Fox got to go. I'm from San Antonio, and like I said, the coach, you got our coach. Listen, De'Aaron Fox, he got you there. He was your starting point guard, but this is the finals, dude. All cards are on the table. I can't. I can't. Loyalty goes out the window when the championship's on the line. Loyalty goes out the window when the ring is on the line. You was good for me for 82 games, but I got to win. We have an opportunity to win a championship. So if your feelings get hurt because I put you on the bench, and you hear some of the reports that came out after the finals was over, that Dylan Harper was upset about his minutes. How Fox was getting more minutes than him, and he was outplaying him. That kind of came out, with some of the player interviews after the finals was over. Yes, coaching. I think Mike Brown just ran circles around Coach Johnson for San Antonio in the show, but no excuses. New
Hey,
York,
big dog.
New York did what they had to do.
Don't forget, Fox is on record. Remember, they said he's one of them guys that got was that Mike Brown got him fired before.
Yeah. Mike Brown was his head coach when San Antonio last made the playoffs.
And look, and what's the other coach he got fired before?
I'm trying to remember. Was it
He,
Luke Walton?
he don't got a couple coaches gone.
Yeah. I mean, when De'Aaron Fox is on, he's a very talented player. The problem is he ain't always on, and when it's bad, it's bad.
Man, it's bad, he couldn't pick the worst moment to be bad, man.
Yeah, you got to put your pride to the side. You should have went to the head coach like, look, man, I just ain't got it tonight. The young boys cooking off the bench.
He can't say that. He can't say that because he's a shooter, man. In his mind, all I need is one to go in, and
we're down 3-1. I don't give a shit about my minute. I'm trying to get to the next game. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I got to hit the bench for us to get to the next game, and hopefully my shot come back in game 6, then it is what it is. Dylan Harper outplayed him the entire series. Pride be damn. If you're the guy that's cooking, that is really contributing positive, your net positive is helping the team, and I'm hurting it. You know what? A ring is a ring. Nobody's going to care. Nobody's going to care that your shot was off. Did you win?
Right, because ain't nobody gonna remember Karl Anthony Towns when scored 2 points in that in them last games.
Yeah, 2 points. What was it? 2 points in game 5? Like nobody cares. Nobody cares. They just gonna remember your highlights. Yeah, Cat had in the first 2 games he was cooking.
They're gonna show that 3-pointer, that step back 3 that he hit when they needed it.
Yeah.
When they needed him, he showed up.
Like,
what I will say this though, forget them losers. Let's talk about these winners, man. Them bust ass losers. Hey, look, these winners. Do you think the Knicks are going to be able to keep that team together?
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you why. And it went overlooked a couple years ago, and a lot of people were scratching their head when Jalen Brunson was up for the Supermax, and he took $113 million pay cut to make it easier for New York to keep pieces and acquire pieces and keep that team together. That kind of, for me, that kind of, if you look back at New York, that kind of laid the foundation. Like, hey, we're about team. For a guy to say I'm turning down, I don't think anybody is turning down outside of Jalen Brunson is turning down $113 million guaranteed money to say, I want y'all to bring pieces. Like, you just don't. Those guys are rare in sports.
That's what I think you're going to see more of. Since you're talking about the copycat league, that's the move that niggas need to start copying.
But that's a hard pill to swallow, though, dude.
Pause. Yeah.
that is like to say, I'm leaving $113 million guaranteed on the hopes. That you guys are able to bring in suitable pieces so we can win a championship.
Well, they had the pieces. That was just to keep them together, right? He took that cut just to make sure they kept Karl Anthony, make sure they kept OG, make sure that, right?
Yeah. I mean, but that's even that, even that's not a guarantee. Even that's not a guarantee. Like, yeah, you took a pay cut, but it's still not you're putting a lot of faith in the general manager to go out and hire a Mike Brown. Because when you took the pay cut, Tom Thibodeau was your head coach, and you weren't winning shit.
Oh yeah.
So you're putting a lot of faith in the organization
to do the right thing.
To do, like I said, I'm gonna give you 113 million. I'm like, I hear you now. Somebody, yeah, he can make that back, especially after winning the championship in New York. But that is a strong leap of faith that a lot of guys.
Yeah, he can make it back now because it was successful. But what if it wasn't successful?
Yeah,
look, mess around and be like not Rondo, but what's the dude that played for the Lakers? Schroeder. Remember Schroeder turned down that money,
Yep.
bet on himself, went out there, had the worst year ever, and never got offered that kind of money again.
Yeah, had to go overseas for a while. You just like I said, you just don't see guys in especially in sports today to say, you know what, I'm leaving that kind of. It's not like he left like $10 million. We're talking about $100+ million you left on the table. And that's a lot of faith to put into an organization and hope they make the best moves. Like to go bring in Jordan Clarkson, to go get a Jose Alvarado. Like that's a lot of faith to put into an organization. But like I said, it worked out.
And hoping that it's gonna work too. Like, so they can still get the guys, and y'all still could have lost.
Yeah.
So where you rank? Where we got Jalen Brunson there? I heard people say he the best Nick ever. Is he the best Nick ever because he won the title?
You got to put him in the conversation.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
you got to.
Right after that, I heard Perk say, he ain't just the best Nick ever. He might be one of the best point guards ever. Where they came back after, he said, so that top 75 player list, somebody got to get bumped off, which made me look up the top 75 players.
I can't put Jalen Brunson on that list, man.
I got to bump him. I got to bump Damian Lillard off. I love Dame. Dame is a winner. He's a scorer. He's a baller. I mean, he's a gamer. But Brunson is a winner. Titles matter, bro. That's what we playing for at the end of the day. So I gotta put him, like, if y'all got Damian Lillard on the top 76 players or top 75 players ever, and he ain't won the chip, shit. Sorry, Dame.
Listen, but
tell Dame Lillard, tell him to do that back to the studio, work on it, put that mixtape shit over with, and work on his game. Stop rapping, nigga. Start dribbling. Stop smoking them Kush blunts in the off season.
I mean, I think to me, Jalen kind of, has moved himself in the conversation for maybe top 7. I mean, I can't even go that far, man. I can't. Like,
why not?
I just you won one chip. And granted,
but they got guys on that list that ain't won none, like Carmelo, like Dame Lillard.
I mean, but
Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, we got a lot of guys up there that ain't won one.
Yeah, but at the same time, winning the championship gets you in the conversation, but I don't know too many cats is picking Jalen Brunson over a healthy Dame Lillard. I just, I don't.
Why we got to put an asterisk on a healthy Dame Lillard? No, it's just Dame Lillard. He got to stay healthy throughout 100 games, bro. When it matters the most, that guy is a winner, man. Hey, look, and been winning his whole life. High school, 2 times in college, NBA Cup, NBA Finals. He's a winner.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that, but I can't.
He ain't got the sexy Allen Iverson crossover. I get.
No, it's not even about it's not even about the sexy, like I can't put you in like top 5 point guards because you won one chip. Like,
it ain't just how he won. It's how he won it though. These niggas were behind every game, and they gave him the ball in the 4th quarter, and he said, "Hold my Gatorade. I'll be right back." Hold that Gatorade. We're gonna be pouring that on the coach at the end of the game.
We're pouring a lot of love on Jalen Brunson, but OG was the second best player in this series, and it was close as hell. It was close.
I'll say he was the most consistent throughout all games. He was the most consistent.
OG had it. Listen, OG had it going. I think. Listen, if Jalen Brunson doesn't go for 45 in Game 5, and OG has the games he's been having, you can have a conversation about who's the MVP, because OG played his ass off.
Yeah. Jalen Brunson had that 45 points, and the rest of the team had 49. Are you kidding? Dang.
Yeah. Because look, after that last game, when OG got that block, he had that inbound, uh, that inbound run in for the tip. I was like, oh man, he might have just stole the MVP from Brunson.
I mean, listen, OG to me, like he can make an argument. It wasn't like Jalen. Here's the thing: it wasn't like Jalen carried the Knicks. Like I had to put him on my back and carry them this whole series. Like you don't listen. You don't have OG. San Antonio wins a lot of those games.
Oh, San Antonio won that damn title if they didn't have OG. OG came with that championship experience, though.
Yeah,
he been there before. That matters. That matters. Being there before, knowing what it feels like, knowing what it takes. Like, hey, look, nah, we ain't celebrating yet. We ain't partying. No, we're gonna do this. This is how I did it last time when I won my title.
Well, you're a Knicks fan. Is New York the favorite to repeat next year?
Man, no. You done got the Spurs already probably winning. You know what I'm saying? People think the Knicks got lucky. And I'm like, bro, they only lost one game in the playoffs.
They lost three. They lost three. They lost three. Yeah, they lost three.
Atlanta beat them, right?
No, Atlanta got them twice.
Okay, so Atlanta got them twice. Spurs got them once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New York is built to make a run next year, but I'm holding off because draft is coming up later this month.
How about this? I don't know if they're gonna win it, but I tell you what, they're a favorite to at least be in that Eastern Conference Finals, playing somebody in them finals.
Oh yeah. I think
now the Spurs might not get there next year, man. They had a lot of help. They had a lot of help with them refs, dog. And looking back, they was a favorite, and right there at the right time, the refs swallowed them whistles like. Vegas was like, "Gotcha, bitch. Y'all thought we was gonna let them win, huh?"
But I would say this about just the officiating. You brought up officiating. I would say this about officiating during the playoffs. I like them when you let them be a little bit more physical. This is what the playoffs are supposed to be.
Yeah,
it ain't. I don't need thug ball and bully ball, but don't make it all ticky tack. I
hate that.
It's part of like rubs me the wrong way about OKC. All the goddamn flopping and shit like that. It's hard to watch. You breathe on them, they falling on the ground. I'm like, it makes it hard to watch. Let them boys play a little physical, and you get very entertaining basketball. And I think New York and San Antonio, for the most part, was able to play physical basketball and not get all that that weird flopping ass shit. Like this is like old. It had like an old school feel to it without all the the Knicks heat 90s thugging. But it's like we're gonna be physical. You're not getting easy buckets. You're gonna have to earn it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it if it's consistent though. But the biggest thing is why we gotta wait to the fourth quarter to let them play, or why we gotta wait till playoffs. I hate that. It's like, oh, this playoff ball. No, let's just let them play all the time. Be consistent. That's why people don't even like basketball that much, because they be thinking it's rigged all the time. It's so easy to rig it. Nigga blow his whistle and he just giving away free points. I know that one game when they lost, Mike Brown was like, yo, these dudes took 24 trips to the line. That's 48 points compared to 8 trips to the line.
Well,
when you do that, you have essentially shaped the outcome of this game.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's like that though.
But bro, it's so bad where when the fans are saying stuff like, well, they trying to make it go to 7. They trying to stretch it out because there ain't shit else to do. And, they got, like, the fans are saying that's the narrative that people are running with because it just looks that way.
Well, San Antonio didn't help them because what all that choking they was doing. Like, whether the NBA would love for it to go 7. Them
niggas are missing them free throws, though.
Yeah. Like, you can get to the line if you ain't hitting, you ain't hitting. Yeah, if it went to game, said, yeah, what's going on, brother? So they said, yeah, Naps like, okay, I think OKC is gonna be in the conversation next year. I'm not sure about Boston because it's talks that they may move off of Jalen Brown. Um, they kind of break up that tandem with him and Tatum. I'm not sure on that one. But I think New York, you got to look at right now as it stands. New York has got to be the favorite coming out of the East.
Okay.
When the Brunson burner was ignited, you damn, Nick folks rolling up here tonight. I don't see him any other show. But anyway, but yeah, I got New York. I think New York had a strong chance to make it back to the finals. Let me take care of that. All right. I think I think New York got a good chance to make it back to the finals. Detroit, maybe. Yeah, I think you got to wait to the draft and wait to free agency what teams do. But right now, as it stands, New York has got to be the favorite to come back out of the East. OKC, San Antonio, Denver's got to be in that conversation as long as they have the Joker. Denver's definitely got to be in that conversation out west. As much as it pains me as a Lakers fan, we're not there yet. We're not.
Because Luka hurt his hammy. He hurt his hammy. And he hurt his hammy again. That's what messed up Brunson when they was over there in Dallas. Luka getting injured, and he gets injured because he's always out of shape, bro. When you out of shape, you gonna get injured more often. So LeBron helped them get there by his. LeBron was in there, got him past that first round by himself, bro.
Well, you got to remember first round, no KD for Houston. So, Houston, no KD. It's a subpar ass team, and LeBron just happened to, have enough pieces to get them out the first round. Because if KD plays healthy, I had Houston beating the Lakers in the first round. No, Luka, Austin Reeves was missed a large chunk of that series. LA, they got a decision to make. Do you pay Austin Reeves, and what does LeBron want? I will move personally. I will move off of LeBron. Possibly do a sign and trade, send his ass. No, listen. It's time to turn the page. Not to say that LeBron still can't contribute and play at a championship level, but look at, you got to be honest with yourself if you're a Lakers fan. Look at the landscape out west. Portland's going to be, it's a younger team, and they're going to be better next year. OKC's not going anywhere. San Antonio's not going anywhere. You still have the Joker in Denver. LA is what, fourth, fifth best team as it stands now? That's not going to get it done. That's not. I would propose a sign and trade with LeBron. Hey man, we'll trade you to Cleveland for some pieces, Jared Allen, something like. You're not gonna get quote unquote equal value, but that's not blasphemy. Like it's time, dog. Going into possibly year 24, and not to say that LeBron can still play at a high level, but he's not going to give you Miami Heat LeBron no more. You might get it in spurts, a game here, a quarter there, a hot stretch here, but LeBron is an 18, 7-6 guy now. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, to be at this advanced age in the NBA. But LA, like, we're not winning the chip with LeBron. Even if we keep Austin Reeves and LeBron, we're not winning the chip. The team is not good enough to come out of the West. So why not just go ahead and turn the page, make it the Luka era, for whatever that's going to be, and let LeBron go chase rings somewhere else. That's just my point of view.
Terrible, man. You're a terrible GM, bro.
No, listen. I have all three of them. What are my odds of coming out? I'm thinking championships. Like, do I want LeBron? I would love for LeBron to say, I'm done, hang it up and retire and leave that way. But I look at the West. We're not younger than those teams ahead of us, with the exception of maybe Denver. But Portland's coming up. Golden State, they can make a move and be right back in the conversation. And as you say, injuries play. Austin Reeves is he can't play 82. Luka has not made it through 82. Hell, LeBron hasn't made it through 82 in a long time. I'm thinking long term. Let's move off of let's move off of LeBron. Get what you can for him. He's going to want to go to a championship situation. Cleveland has some pieces that I would take. I mean, give me a Evan Mobley package, and I'm moving LeBron. You gotta turn the page at some point, dude.
LeBron said he want to retire as a Laker.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing with LeBron. LeBron's not going to come for the cheap.
He ain't gonna do like Jalen Brunson, huh?
Yeah, no. I mean, LeBron had an opportunity, and this it's not like LeBron needs the money. But he had an opportunity these last couple of years when these 1-and-1 deals he's been doing with the Lakers. He's been taking max money. 1 year, $50 million. Like, come on, dude.
Well, he do put asses in seats, though.
And this is the Lakers are a unique franchise. You could be an all-star caliber player and put asses in seats. Luka can put asses in seats in LA. Luka is that box office as far as the NBA is concerned to put asses in seats. And I want LeBron to stay, but if you're gonna be like, I need another 1 year deal, another $50 million, like, we good, dog. We good. And I hate to say that, and I know some folks saying it's blasphemy, but LeBron want to stay, man. You got to take a Jalen. I'm not saying take the Jalen Brunson discount, come back for the minimum, but yeah, you can't come back for 1 year, 20 mil, half of what you. It's not like you need the money. I'm just saying.
Who exactly you gonna take from Cleveland though for LeBron James?
I would take it from LA. I would take Evan Mobley or Jared Allen. Because those are the kind of big men that play well with Luka. I mean, whether we like it or not,
you'll get fired as a GM if you trade LeBron James for those guys, bro.
I don't think so. Listen, I think LA. Listen, LA is ready to move on and turn the next page in the LeBron. I mean, they're ready. LeBron is not
low key. The league, I think the league really trying to move on, trying to push the OG out.
I mean, but it's like they're ready to, and it's not like it's LeBron. I'm not blaming LeBron for being who he is. It's just
it's father time shit.
Yeah, I mean, like, dog, you're not Miami Heat LeBron. Like I said, you give it to me in spurts, but LeBron will be a fantastic number 2 somewhere else, or a fantastic number 3 on another team. Just what LA's trying to do, they want to keep Austin Reeves and they want to keep Luka. LeBron, you're not going to see the ball in your hand as much as you used to.
But you talking about, you said LA want to keep those 2 guys. But out of the 3, LeBron the only one that showed up in the playoffs.
I agree with you. It's the conundrum of when you traded for Luka, you knew what you was getting, fantastic player, but you knew you was getting the injury history too. But
and no defense.
I can't listen. In good conscience, I can't pay LeBron another $50 million, dog. I can't pay you max money. You understand what I'm saying? I'm paying you $50 million. I want to say LeBron made $52 million this past season. I can't pay you that, dog. I can't.
I wonder how much they make off just LeBron jersey alone. They probably make that shit back off his jersey sales alone, bro.
Yeah.
They ain't hurting for that shit.
No, I mean, but you're talking about how the salary cap is structured now, with league aprons and all of that kind of stuff. Like they
need the money.
Yeah, they really, the league has made a concerted effort to like not have a situation where they had like with Golden State during their championship run, where they was just like, we going over the salary cap. We don't care about the second apron. It wasn't no real penalties. Like, it's a lot of financial penalties for going past that second apron. That's why you see teams doing like cost cutting deals the last year. Like if LeBron said, "Yo, I want to stay in LA. I'll come back for 2025. I'm good. I'll take that." But if he's talking about max money, hell no.
I knew there was some funny shit going on though when it was during the playoffs and they was like this might have been this might not have been it might have been the finals. It might have been the West Conference Finals, and they was like, LeBron's side of the deal is done. He's just waiting for the Lakers. I was like, when has that ever happened? Where he's sitting around waiting, like LeBron and his team ready. They're just waiting for the Lakers to decide. I'm like, wow.
I mean, but the Lakers have listen. You're in
That ain't the bus Lakers no more.
no, it's not. And I think some people don't understand it. Like this is not being run by the Bus family. Like they gave up a fortune to get Luka. They have high hopes for Austin Reeves. Like they see them as the future of the franchise, and then you have LeBron. It's kind of like the remnants of the last championship that they had. Like you're still good, but we don't want to pay you that kind of money because we want to be able to bring in other pieces to fit better around Luka and Austin Reeves. Like they would love to get some athletic big men, like I said with Cleveland, like some athletic big men to play with them. Then you have like hey, LeBron's come like an albatross to the league. Like you don't really know what to do. Like you don't want to push him out because he's done so much for the game. But I mean, damn, like. Am I paying? Can I in good conscience pay LeBron another $50 million?
It's a lot of money, dog.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like LeBron was playing on the cheap.
You literally giving a nigga $1 million, pretty much $1 million a week. It's only 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah.
You giving him 50 million. That's $1 million a week.
Yeah, and
he was injured a lot too. I ain't gonna hold you. He was injured a lot this year. He got healthy coincidentally at the right time.
Yeah, I mean he's been injured the last couple of years. I mean it's Father Time gets us all, dude. You're talking about a guy who's played 23 regular seasons. Like put that into perspective. 23 regular seasons, the deep playoff runs that he's had, all the years he's been in the league, the Olympics. He's got a lot of mileage on it. I just can't. LeBron comes back 20-25 mil. I'll take it. Anything over that, we got to move on. And it sucks. I don't want to be the guy to say, we're pushing LeBron out, but like we're trying to turn the page. That's the purpose of us trading for Luka, because he was going to be the face of the franchise for the next decade. Once LeBron leaves, but I can't pay your ass $50 million. I just can't. I'm sorry.
And I can't picture him taking a $25 million pay cut. Maybe 10.
It's
maybe 15 if you get some right pieces, but 20 to $25 million pay cut.
I mean, but look
would you show up at your job tomorrow and they say, hey, look, we're gonna make the job easier for you, and we're gonna be the best in the state, best in the country, best in the world, but cutting your paycheck in half, big dog. You're gonna tell them niggas SMD.
No, but you can't put it in that kind of a light, because we're talking about guys.
And you're gonna make them fans hate you for the next few years too, because come on, man, you can't push them out.
He's put it's like LeBron is,
and we can't act like the Lakers then went through a drought where they was the worst team in the league for a while. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like niggas was not rocking with them Lakers. They was not selling out them arenas. They was giving away tickets to them games free when you fill up at gas out there.
But LeBron, I look at it like this. LeBron is like you're almost forcing yourself out, because you make my argument like we would love for LeBron to stay here, but he's got to come back. He's got to come back at a price that's more in our range of what we're trying to do for the future of the franchise. Like 50, another 50 ball. Come on, man. for what, and I'm just gonna base it off. In a lot of that was, we're looking at legacy. This dude is about to enter year 24.
Oh, I hit the wrong button. My bad.
This is about to enter year 24, man. Most cats is, getting ready to retire from jobs. Like, yo, you made $1 billion, man. We're gonna cut your salary in half for this last year. Oh, okay, like, I'm gonna still make money off the court because I'm still LeBron James.
Yeah.
I still got my shoot. Like, you're not hurting for the 50 mil. Like,
Do you think LeBron want to go back to Cleveland though? Or in the process, would you be forcing him not just out LA? You'll be pulling the Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? They pushed Chris Paul out the league the way they traded him, bro. And you know what? I blame Wemby for that too. Because you ain't gonna tell me they didn't pull Wemby in that office. And say, how's things going with you and Chris?
Yeah, that's how the NBA is. But I think LeBron is kind of, they forced his hand by trading for Luka. They put him on the spot. Like, look, dude, we're going to look for the future. We're looking at the next 10 years of the franchise. That's why we went and got a guy who we consider one of the top players in the league. You can ride on along. You can take a reduced role. But this is who This is who we're riding with. We're going to ride with Austin Reeves. They want to pay him big money this offseason. We've got a lot of money invested into Luka. You're going to have to come at a price because we want to add pieces to these. This is the future.
Austin Reeves is the future?
I don't agree with it. I think Austin Reeves is a good player, but I'm just looking at what the Lakers organization has done.
He's another Fox, bro. He's Fox for the Spurs, bro.
I'm not saying Austin Reeves is the answer, but this is what they have right now. They want to pay Austin Reeves the big money.
How you know that?
They've tried to work out a deal throughout the season. They're going to see. They want to see what the market is. That's why he's hitting free agency. They want to see what the market is. But LA wants to keep because he works well, and Luka wants him there. Their styles, for lack of better terms, their styles mesh. Do I think
Luka want him there, and because he know he can be the man with Austin Reeves there, can't be the man with LeBron there.
Well, I mean, but Luka is when you bring in a guy who's been in, when he's healthy, in the MVP conversation, top 3, top 4. Hell, he was in the MVP conversation before he got hurt this year.
What MVP? Must be 2 MVPs.
No, he was in it before Luka got hurt. He was in the MVP conversation. Now he was trailing like 3rd or 4th place, but he was in the MVP conversation with the season that he had. Before he got hurt, he was in the conversation. Now he wasn't a favorite. I ain't gonna lie and say that, but he was in the conversation. Like LeBron is, the Lakers kind of put him on notice, like we're ready to move on, and it's like it's almost like you're headed to a divorce, but neither one of them want to sign the papers. Like LeBron still thinks he can be a driving force behind the team. The Lakers don't think so. They don't think his role is that of the driving force. They look at Luka as the driving force. Naps says, does the JJ want LeBron there? I mean, that's a good question.
Would JJ had a job if LeBron wasn't there, though?
I don't think so. But what relationship does JJ have with Luka is the bigger question. If Luka wants him there, he's staying. Like Luka is, they've saddled up to him. He is the franchise, and LeBron has found himself in a position after 23 years in the league where we don't come to you and ask you about personnel moves. We're going to the new guy.
Who was injured and missed the playoffs again.
Listen, I hear
who
you.
Historically gets injured.
He's
the regular season king, ain't he?
I hear you.
Can't get it done though.
I mean, he's taking the team to a finals
and got injured.
He
And
did get injured.
he got injured.
He did get injured, but
And that's when Brunson first broke out.
but if you ask the casual fan, who is the I'm not who is the top dog as far as the Lakers are concerned? Who's if you had to say who's
A
their top three?
casual fan gonna say Lakers. A hardcore fan gonna say Luka because they know what you know.
Yeah.
But a casual fan gonna say LeBron James.
He's I mean, okay, well, the hardcore fans know Luka is the face of the franchise. So they're going to him with personnel moves. You don't I'm telling you something. If you don't think
Roly
Rob
poly
Pelinka,
pasty white face.
listen, Rob Pelinka, listen, they've already
Wounded
probed.
ass.
I'm telling you, they've already probed Luka. Like, could you see LeBron James, on the team again, consider what we got to do as far as moving pieces, salary cap, and all kind of. They went to Luka. Luka is the guy making the personnel moves, getting the heads up first, not LeBron. I can't come to LeBron like you're going year by year. I can't make personnel decisions based on you're here for this next year.
Yeah. You can retire anytime, bro. You're not locked in.
Yeah, it's a divorce that's going to happen. You just gotta how messy is it going to be? Is the real question. Is it going to be like a lot of stuff's going to leak out, and it's going to be where LeBron is going to be like forced to retire? I mean, because
Stephen, they would love that, wouldn't it?
I mean, you kind of look at LeBron. He's not going to go to the Sacramento Kings to prove a point. He's going to want to go to a championship situation. Then,
and I wouldn't trade him to the West anyway if I was the Lakers. Like, nah, you got to go back to the East Coast. I don't want to see you unless I got to see you at the end.
His options are and LeBron got to understand, like, yeah, you're still LeBron James, but what you're trying to get paid and what your options are is slim. Like, where are you going to go and think you're going to get a 50 million? Because we respect what you've done, but we're not the fucking Lakers. Like,
LeBron was playing when I was in the Army, dog. That's how long that nigga was playing. That nigga was playing, got drafted when I was in the Army, and I can't imagine still getting up running them Army miles. Like LeBron, man. It might be time. It might be time for the kid though, man, to take his talents back to Cleveland and settle. Like it ended where it all started. I wouldn't be mad if he ended where it all started.
I don't think anybody would be mad if you like. You know what? I want to go. I want to go back to Cleveland. Can we work out something? Sign and trade or whatever kind of deal you make. It's the NBA is ready to divorce from LeBron. And I don't want it to be messy to where like you're getting the Chris Paul treatment.
They did my boy dirty, dog. He didn't even know. That nigga found out on Twitter with the rest of us.
Like, you don't want to be forced out the NBA. And like I said, LeBron is still playing at a high enough level to where you can go contribute to a championship team. Naps, listen, Golden State. I mean, if him and Steph get together, it'd be good. It'd be good TV. They're not winning the chip, but it'd be good TV.
Man, they could win. Get rid of Draymond goofy ass. I can't stand Draymond Green, dog.
I like Draymond, man.
Draymond Green is the most overrated, overpaid.
He's the new age Rodman. He's the new age Rodman.
Never be it. Never.
No, I didn't say skill level, but I said he's the guy that every team wants, that guy that gets up under your skin and irritable kind of guy. That's Draymond. I see he's the new age Dennis Rodman
nigga getting kicked out of games and getting ejected with like 3-4 minutes into the first quarter, bro. Like, come on, bro. 5 unnecessary texts, flagrant twos. It's like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Like, it's like he trying to be bullies. He remind me of a nigga that be trying to fight niggas that don't know how to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean that's I would agree. I would agree with that. Like that's Draymond.
Like Draymond know how much he can get away with, get fined and all that. He got the money for the fine, but he's like, yeah, nigga, but you guys don't know. Hey, look, I'm only gonna I'll pay the 50,000. These other guys like, man, I don't want to get kicked off the team and kicked off the league.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean, I can see. Listen, I can see LeBron in Golden State. You know, one last ride, a fantasy booking, him and Steph on the same team. You know, it ain't gonna result in a championship, but it's good theater. And then, like, you know, LeBron walks away. His divorce from
yeah, cause them
NBA.
highlight reel, it ain't gonna be that Lob City shit. That shit over. For LeBron ain't got knees in the back to do that Lob City shit no more.
No, it's not gonna be that. But like I said, it's gonna be a divorce. Just, you know, how messy does it get? How messy does it get? I don't want to see LeBron, you know, feel like he's been forced out, but the Lakers kind of, you know, already got one foot out the door when they brought over Luka. Like, we're ready to move on. We appreciate the championship 2020, but we're ready to move on as an organization. And just the nature of the business, it gets everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It gets everybody.
Yeah,
Where, you know, like, you know, I just don't want it to be super duper messy to where it's, you know, in the tabloids and LeBron was promised this, and, you know, he's talking about Rob Pelinka told me.
Well, low key, if LeBron don't get his way, it's gonna be messy because he's a diva, man. He's spoiled. He's spoiled. He that girl that you had in high school, and you see her all them years later, and she don't know. She the last one to realize she don't gain a little weight. She don't look as good as she used to look no more.
I ain't gonna come on. We ain't gonna put
don't drop.
we ain't gonna put. You know what? LeBron is turning. I could have put this. He's turning to Vivica Fox. You're not as bad as you
example,
used to be.
Perfect example. He's Vivica Fox James.
You're not as bad as you used to be, but you can still get the job done. That's you.
With the lights off.
LeBron
With the
James
lights off from the back.
LeBron James is Halle Berry. You're not as bad as you used to be, but you're still passable.
Straight for the stroke.
There you go. LeBron James is the Halle Berry of the NBA right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ain't completely fell off, but you ain't what you was in your prime. I mean, it's you know, it happens. Now, I wanted to transition up here, talk a little politics. Have you been keeping up with Trump and his war with Iran?
Man, you know I've been keeping up with it.
Now, you heard the news on the supposed deal that's supposed to be signed on Friday.
It's the same deal.
Even worse.
It might be it's worse.
It's worse.
Break down the bullet points for some of us who don't know.
Okay, so the original deal negotiated by Obama during his presidency freed up $1.7 billion of Iranian assets, and you know, Republicans say that, you know, he gave them money. No, he just unfroze their shit. It was already theirs. They just unfroze it. Pretty much what Trump is about to do again. Got a lot of that enriched uranium out of Iran, and then, you know, part of that negotiation deal that he had, which was signed by people miss out on this part. It was signed by a lot of other countries. Russia signed off on the deal. China signed off on the deal. Some of our European partners, quote unquote, signed off on the deal that Obama negotiated, to where they had inspectors there to make sure Iran wasn't trying to develop any kind of nuclear weapons. Because it's not that Iran can't have uranium for energy purposes and stuff. They didn't want them to have the dust to be able to manufacture a nuclear weapon. But that was the original deal. And they made a fuss about him giving the $1.7 billion to Iran, which is he didn't give. He just unfroze Iranian assets. The deal Trump has proposed is like 10 times worse. You're talking about unfreezing $24 billion of Iranian assets. Once again, it's their money. You're lifting certain sanctions, and then you're proposing, if quote unquote Iran, follows through with the agreement and plays ball, you're proposing, working with quote unquote, the Gulf Coast partners, in the area, the Middle East partners that you have, potentially pouring $300 billion into reconstruction to Iran. And if you think that if it gets to the point where they're talking about actually giving $300 billion, if you think American taxpayers are not going to be giving some of that money to Iran, you smoking dope, man. You smoking dope. But it's supposed to be signed on Friday. Supposed to be JD Vance going to Geneva, along with a quote unquote negotiators to sign off on this deal. I'm a little wary that it gets that far because Israel is not happy that this deal is going down, and they're not happy about the terms and stuff that's kind of being leaked out there, partly by American media, and of course you have the state media in Iran, leaking parts of this memorandum of understanding, this proposed deal about what they got. Listen, if this deal is what it has been reported, is it safe to say Iran won the war? Is it really safe to actually, when you look at it, yeah, you lost the battle. Yeah, you got bombarded. But if you're able to get, some of your assets unfrozen, get some of the sanctions lifted against you, then have, the Gulf Coast partners, along with, American, money. It's going to be American money involved. Potentially $300 billion of reconstruction, and you might start charging tolls on the Strait of Hormuz. Iran won the war. And you can't spin it any other way than Iran picking up the dub. You just can't.
Agreed. Agreed. And I'll take it a step further. Not only did they win the war, they established themselves as the superpower in that region. They beat the mighty America, got us looking like a paper tiger, dog with no teeth. That dog don't hunt, man. All that talking, and we better off would have just left their stuff alone, because they and then to be fair, that 300 million, we owe them that. We tore up all that shit up over there, blowing up everything, killing kids, and just all kind of stuff. They should have left them folks alone.
Well, here's the thing. When in Trump's first term, he tore up the deal that Obama had negotiated, along with, like I said, other world leaders. Negotiated this. I want to say it was they had with Iran. Things were smooth, but Trump and his ego. You saw his ego on display with the UFC event, which I thought was, it was all right, but it wasn't nothing to take home. Like, oh man, this was a hell of an event. But
fraud, waste, and abuse. That was fraud, waste, and abuse. All them jets flying over. That was taxpayer dollars. Building that shit, taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, honor guard. But,
and they had that set up where it was all white boys fighting, except Derek Lewis, and they had Derek in there, out of shape fight. They had him there to lose. Like, oh, we're gonna let you see a nigga get beat up too.
But I mean,
Trump was like, just one.
Yeah, his ego. I'm talking about Trump. His ego for him to tear up that deal, and they've been spending the last couple of days. Hegseth, Vance, and other people in the administration have been trying to spin this. That this deal is not bad that he's got done because it's coming from a place of strength. Like, dude, you can try to spin this with the media all you want. I look at what Iran lost. They lost the war. The hospital got struck. Parts of your infrastructure has been severely damaged. But you won the war because if they're willing to,
back off,
Yeah.
Because America, if they could, they would have took the strait. They would have invaded your country. They would have took bro. They would have took everything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If they could, they would have. Talking about our stuff is backed by the power of the military, man. But y'all just sitting there on the outside of the ocean, just looking at them. And y'all literally sitting ducks right now where y'all at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're part of the deal. They're removing the blockade. You made Iran stronger.
And they said they're doing it simultaneously. He said we're gonna open the strait and before that Trump has said no, you guys gonna open the strait and then later we'll remove the blockade. Iran said SMD.
Yeah. Well, and they're trying to spin this in the media like, as far as like the Strait of Hormuz, like, yeah, it's finally gonna be open. Like, bitch, it was open before you went over there.
Facts. It was open on February 27th.
Yeah, you've made Iran not just a regional power. Iran looks at it like shit. We got a lot of stroke just off of controlling the waterways. We shut off the Strait of Hormuz. Look how
they're
much
not giving that up, and they're not going to give that power up.
No.
Why
would you? Why would you? I mean, if nothing else,
y'all proved y'all couldn't do nothing about it. So why would I just say, all right, everything go back to where it was? No, it's never going back the way we was. We charging y'all niggas to ride through here now. We can hey, look, y'all can label it as okay. It's just it's not a toll. It's maintenance fee because this is our area. Okay, y'all call it whatever you want to. Y'all, regardless, y'all niggas got to pay your fare. No, so
yeah, I mean, no, you good. Here's the thing. I don't know if we make it to Friday when this quote unquote deal is supposed to be signed. It's like, I don't trust Israel to just sit on the sidelines.
Why would they, bro? They've been sabotaging every time it's a peace talk and negotiations. They start sabotaging the deal. They've been doing it since last year, killing the negotiators. I wouldn't be surprised if the niggas. Man, I don't want to say it. Never mind.
Listen, I can see
what I said. I wouldn't be surprised if them niggas lit that shit up while JD Vance is in there trying to sign it, bro. And blame it on somebody else. We gotta step away. We gotta divest from Israel, bro. They are not our allies, bro. They are only out for themselves, bro. They are not our friends. Stole our nuclear secrets. And look, and they keep saying they can't have no nuclear weapon, but don't y'all got one?
Yeah.
They got this obscure, ambiguous thing that they're doing where we don't confirm and we don't deny. Well, it's supposed to be no.
No, we're not. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you this, and this is a hard truth. We're not divesting from Israel. I don't know if you know, it's currently,
it's a law.
Been proposed legislation to, have Israel's military join, with America's military as far as
Section 244 in that bill they trying to sneak through.
I mean, but you look at the amount of money, which is crazy to me. The amount of money that Israel invests in our politicians, like we can't. They won't let us divest. We'll find another politician about it. Trust me, we got somebody lined up soon as Trump is out of office. We'll find somebody to play ball.
They pay both sides. They pay on both sides.
Yeah. You think Lindsey Graham is not on the payroll? You smoking dope.
Lindsey Graham talks more about Israel than South Carolina.
Ted Cruz, all these like the government.
Don't get it twisted. People see Jasmine Crockett and they just like, oh, sister girl, she all for us. Bro, listen to some of those clips where she's talking about Israel. She was like, I will always vote for whatever they need. That stuff been going on since before I was born, child. Like, nah, don't sister girl me with the honey child and all of that. No. Just because it was going on before you was born doesn't mean it's right. You know what I'm saying? That's all you can stand on, or why you gonna keep signing off on money for them? Because they've been doing that since before I was born. So what?
Yeah, we send them billions every year.
Bro, it's a memorandum of understanding where we send these. They trying to increase it and extend it. BB said we're trying to get off of the American money, but we'll sign up for only 10 more years.
Well,
10 years. But what they trying to do in the meantime is lock in, like you said, trying to merge our military with their military. No, why do we got to merge our military with Israel?
well, I mean, when you bought all the politicians, like it's the it's been co-opted. Us going to war with like had no reason to even strike Iran for nothing. And anybody that know Iran is not set up like Iraq, where you take out Saddam and it's democracy reigns free. Iran is not set up. It's never been set up like that. That's why nobody's really gone over there in the 47 years. Iran has quote unquote been an enemy and tried to stand on business like Goofy did. None of them have. Like we'll fight you at the negotiating table. We'll put sanctions on you. We'll limit your economy. We'll hit you like that. Us going in there trying to put boots on the ground, that's fucking retarded.
And they have like a strategic like terrain, bro. They like in mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
They got all these, and they've been planning for this for decades. Decades. And they're not no little country neither. Like this ain't Vietnam. This ain't Iraq. This ain't Afghanistan. It's 90 million people there. You know what I'm saying?
They're organized.
And they are smart, bro. They're not just see I think it's American incompetence and ego to make you think like everybody who's from one of these other countries, Middle Eastern countries, that they're not as smart as you or somebody from Australia or France or UK or
that's
the white countries with suits. You think these guys, because they white, they're not as white and they don't wear suits, that they're not as intelligent. These people are extremely sophisticated, very well educated, and they have been defending that land over there for thousands of years, bro.
But you can't listen. You can't tell that to Trailer Park Joe, because he believes that everything that he sees on Fox News. I hate to say this, man, but I say this sometimes when I do the politics, but like, so people are stupid. Some people can't comprehend that they're being fed bullshit. Like Trump is going to listen. They signed this deal. Trump's going to be on Fox News talking about we got them to give us this concession, and we won in negotiations, and we're just going to skip over the fact all these billions and billions of dollars are going to be going to Iran. These idiots will suck it up. Think about it. 70+ million people voted for this motherfucker. Convicted felon, dude. Convicted felon. The U.S. We'll see. If this deal makes it, signatures make it to the deal. It's supposed to be on Friday in Geneva. We'll see. Listen, if it's a bad deal, they've already got the fall guy lined up. JD Vance is going to be the fall guy. Why this deal is going to come out so horrible? If the reports are true about the billions of dollars and all this stuff that they're giving Iran, if this is the deal that they signed, listen, JD Vance's political career, I don't think he runs for president in 2028. If this deal is what they say it is. It's been reported by the Iranian.
I don't think they want him to. I think the Edelsons and the people, the Trump donors want him to, but I think Trump wants Rubio.
Yeah, but the money don't want Rubio,
right?
And that's the conundrum. They find, and that's why you see this administration in such a rush to get to the paper. All of these deals they're cutting, they're in a rush to get to the paper because all that kind of money is going to kind of dry up a little bit. Rubio's not attracted to the donors, and JD Vance just don't connect with the quote unquote base like that. He just don't. He comes across as this a regular politician. Nothing about him says leadership. But we're about to find out this week because if this deal is bad, they're gonna be putting all that on JD Vance, saying he negotiated this deal.
I don't think they even gonna say the deal is bad, man, unless the media, who is owned by the same people that buy the politician, unless they want that narrative to be pushed.
I
But
mean,
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think they're gonna make it to the signing on Friday, man. Because I keep hearing the US say they got a deal and sign. Have you heard anything from Iran saying it's on?
well, Iran has come out and said that they have
They got everything they wanted.
they haven't come out and said that. They've come out and said, according to the memorandum of understanding, because it's actually a document. We don't know the particulars of the entire document because neither side has kind of released what they gave up, in this. But Iran has said, we're real close to a deal, memorandum of understanding, and they're supposed to be signing this on Friday. Like Iran hasn't come out and flat out and said, we get XYZZ and we had to give up XYZ. The stuff coming out about the billions of dollars coming out, that's coming from their state media. They leaked that out. Like, yeah, part of this deal, we're not going to tell you everything that we had to kind of concede to. Here's the thing, if they had to concede to anything, because Iran is working from as the Republicans like to say, Iran is working from a position of strength. Like, we have shut down the Strait of Hormuz. We have affected not just the U.S. economy, we affected the global economy.
Right, and I can't hit you, but I can hit all your allies right here. And if y'all want to play with our infrastructure, okay, I'm gonna hit their infrastructure. And if I hit theirs, they're not even gonna have water in Saudi Arabia for the next 5 to 10 years, and that's gonna mess up everything over there. You know what I'm saying? People gonna be mass migration. We're gonna fill up hey, look, you think you got an immigration problem now in America and the UK and all these other places. You're really gonna have it if we take out the the water and the infrastructure in places like the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Dubai. Look, Dubai is gonna take years to build back up what they done lost already.
Yeah, I mean Dubai, Kuwait.
Not just the buildings and everything that got damaged in Dubai. We're talking about public trust.
Yeah.
Where people just even want to travel there. People might not even want to travel there for a while. This was bad, bro.
Yeah. But see, you're dealing with someone who's working off of ego, and he's thinking, I can sell. We bombed the hell out their navy and all of that. Well, if you did all that, taking over the country should have been a breeze if you did all of that. But people who know a little, know a little something, know you selling us bullshit. Like
Iran never took over the airport. Look, the military learned back in World War I, World II, whoever controls the air wins the war. We never controlled their airspace.
No,
we never could lock down their airspace. Look, look. Whatever happened with them 2 pilots that they said they had to rescue over there on their side of Iran? What were they doing there? They got shot down, got rescued. But what happened? We don't know nothing about that, do we?
We moved on to the next story. You know how that go.
What about? Hey, look, then we shot down. They got shot down. Some other planes just got shot down. The helicopter. They rescued them niggas with air to water drone. I didn't even know you can do that.
Yeah, that's some new shit there.
Everybody said that. They was like, oh, we didn't even know we had that. Yeah, but it was a rescue thing. Service the air drone that was able to pick these niggas up out the water and bring them back.
Oh, well, listen, we lost a lot as far as like ordnance in this war. Listen, Iran is the biggest winner. Iran has said, hey, you guys, and talking about the other countries in the region, you guys have been running behind America all this time, thinking, they was the big bad bully on the block. We don't took their best punch and say, we not finna strike them back. We finna fuck you up for even.
Because you let them hang out over here.
Yeah. Oh, you let them have radar towers in your country. We finna fuck you up. Iran is like I said, they've grown from a regional power. You have to kind of look at them as a world power.
And guess who? And these other countries are watching.
Yeah.
So Russia and China, it's like, I don't know if you saw this going on where Russia said, hey, look, enough is enough. Because Ukraine is striking deep into Russia, killing civilians now. And he said, hey, for you guys to be doing this, y'all getting help from the U.S. and y'all getting help from the U.K. So what if we start bombing the U.K. and just like just like Iran is doing, like, okay, Iran is bombing the people that's helping the ones attacking us. So maybe we should start. They learning, they watching and learning. It's copy. Hey, look, copycat lead, like you said earlier.
Well, I mean, but
China,
even
hey, look, and China told them niggas, look, we didn't even send the money and the weapons to over there to you, to to Taiwan. Taiwan supposed to have some weapons coming through. Xi Jinping told Trump, man, look, you send that shit over there, you're gonna ruin our relationship. I like you, Donnie, but don't forget you owe me money, and I don't prove those trademarks for you and your daughter. But on top of that, if you send the weapons over there to Taiwan, this ain't gonna be good for you. And we stretched out too thin.
well, I mean, but even with let's say even with Russia and China, if anybody's been paying attention to how they've kind of positioned themselves in the Middle East, how they've kind of repositioned themselves. Okay, you guys want to close the Strait of Hormuz? We don't give a damn. This is what China said. We'll pay you in. We're not paying in U.S. dollars anymore. We're paying in our currency. Like we're making deals and negotiating. We're going to show ourselves as partners of the real power in the region. And you can see in like the next 10 to 15 years, Israel get real isolated in the region. The friendly relationships they have with countries in the region it's gonna be strained based off of this war, because you and your buddy America can't protect us from Iran. You can't. As much as you like to boast and bloviate, you can't. Russia, helping with drone technology. It's been reported China was probably giving them targeting information.
They gave them some new gave them access to satellite, and that I seen the before and after picture. The first one is kind of blurry, and then you see that second photo
4K.
right beside it of the same thing. You like, oh, you can see everything right here on this picture right here, and they gave them access. Yeah, they gave them access to that technology. So this is bad, man.
Yeah, like I said, but here's the thing. Once you start to strike, it was never no win-win. Once you started striking, it was never it was a quagmire. You were going to get stuck. It's like Iran is a bigger Afghanistan. It's no this is not
organized too.
Yeah, this is not the fucking Civil War. This is not the Revolutionary War. Like whatever fucking you think that shit is.
And they thought it was the Ayatollah shit was on some. Okay, you killed the Ayatollah. No, bro. If you was to kill Donald Trump tomorrow, the America doesn't stop. No, they have a look. If you kill Pete Hegseth tomorrow, the Pentagon doesn't shut down. You feel me?
Yeah. Has an order of succession. Like
yeah, bro.
But when you trying to sell it to the dummies, oh, we killed the Ayatollah on the first day, and Iran, citizens just go out in the street and democracy is yours. Like you got like fucked up. Like it is a whole network. I mean, it's you can't even really pinpoint who's really running the country with Iran. You can't. Once you talk, I mean, the Ayatollah was more of the spiritual religious leader. He wasn't the guy making decisions as far as military strikes.
No.
He wasn't.
No, he wasn't.
No, but you can't when you're not, when you're talking to dummies, they think, oh, he killed the Ayatollah, the country's gonna fall apart. No, dude, this is not.
No, you galvanized them, bro.
Yeah, this is not Iraq. You took out Saddam and freedom rings. Like, nah, this ain't that, dude. Iran is a different animal. Hell, they watch what you did to Iraq, Saddam. We've been prepared. We've been waiting for you.
We did all this shit for nothing, bro.
No.
And while we over there fighting, risking our lives of American soldiers, Israel is taking more land somewhere else. Started a whole nother war in Lebanon. Like, bro, and they just keep like, how are you the only country that just keep expanding your border over there in that area? You just keep expanding your territory. And a lot of people don't know this, but I think this shit was set up because of that gas deal. Israel signed a gas deal with Egypt in October of last year, saying they gotta supply them. It's like $15-20 billion, something like that. That Egypt paid them to supply them natural gas because Egypt needs more for all their people. They need more gas. So Israel signed a deal with them back in October, and lo and behold, February, we start a war, and now those pipelines for that gas line got open.
Mm. So I didn't hear about that. I can check that out.
Man, look at look it up. Egypt, Israel gas deal. It just happened, bro. Within the last, right before this war started in February, October, November, they started. Egypt and Israel signed a gas deal, and Israel got to supply these niggas with some natural gas. And those gas pipe, those oil, them gas fields got opened up right when this war started.
Yeah,
Like if the war started February 28th, they opened up them gas fields in March. So it was almost like, hey, and it was telling other countries too, hey, you can't get no gas from, can't get this stuff through Strait of Hormuz. Okay, but guess what? Israel got gas.
I
Got
see Chevron's involved in it. Oh, see,
you see it? You seeing it?
You got to follow the money, man.
Read that to your audience, man. What you see up there? The Israel Egypt gas deal.
Okay, hold on. Let me close this out real quick. $35 billion gas deal with Egypt.
Million or billion?
Billion.
Okay.
They announced the gas deal with Egypt back in October. The U.S. wishes for a summit between leaders of two countries. In the televised statement, it said the deal was valued at 112 shekels, which is about $34 billion. Chevron Chevron is involved in it and will supply gas to Egypt. The deal greatly strengthens Israel's status as a regional energy power. So yeah, just follow the money. Wow.
Yeah, bro. Once again, wars over resources, bro, that don't belong to motherfuckers, bro. And guess what? Lebanon, that area right there, they got gas. They got one of them pipeline areas right there. Yep.
Mm. Oh wow.
Look that up. Lebanon or Lebanon gas lines. Israel and Lebanon gas lines. They trying to take that shit too, bro. Like you said, follow the money, bro, and it won't be too hard to find. And that story is buried. Nobody talks about that. That Egypt signed that deal. I said 15, 20 billion. It's 34 billion.
Yeah, 34.
And they gotta supply them with X amount of cubic tons of gas every month or every year for the next however many years that deal is worth.
And it's like this guy just flew under the radar.
Nobody talks about it.
Yeah.
but who's gonna talk about it when the person who benefits from it and buys our election also owns the TV stations?
Well, that's been a concerted effort, Paramount and all of that. I want to say, Fox just bought $22 billion deal reportedly with Roku TV. So they get their 5% of all media outlets.
See, when we was kids and you would say this, people would say it's a trope and it's a conspiracy. Huh? You said don't get kicked off? Oh no, you still here. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. I thought they shut you down.
Yeah. Stream y'all be acting funny sometimes. Okay.
Yeah, man. When you but growing up, they used to say these were conspiracies, tropes, anti-Semitism. But as you get older and you do more research, you were like, is it a trope? Is it a conspiracy? Is it true? If it's true, is it anti-Semitic? If it's true,
I mean, but you said a very important word. Like when you talk about research, when you stop, believing everything you're being told is gospel, and put the effort into actually looking into shit, then you realize that how you realize how much control Israel has over the United States. I mean, think about it. They just got Thomas Massey kicked out because you wasn't singing from the same sheet of music. Like, Israel's got their hands in everything. Everything that's quote unquote supposed to be American, they've got their hands in it.
Man, that's crazy. They spent $16 million on that election.
Yes. What was it? Hold on, I think it was more than 16.
Mm.
I mean, you had billionaires getting involved in a think about it. What was he, Kentucky?
Come on, bro.
Oh, po ass fucking Kentucky.
That was to send a message to those other representatives. If you go against us, go against the grain, we will spend every dollar we can and have you primaried and run against you and you kicked out. See, the problem is that Citizens United bill. See, when you hear Citizens United, it sounds like it's a good thing. But no, Citizens United is something they had set up so now we can buy politicians. And it's an old picture. If you look it up, the judge who was involved in that, he's wearing a robe with all the damn little cigarette company logos on it as a joke. Look that picture up. Judge wearing cigarette logos.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna check that out, man. But you know,
It's a good channel where they talk about the money in politics, and it's a documentary channel, and it's like a 4-part documentary, and it's called Master Plan. It's a 4-part documentary, and it's called The Master Plan, and it was about how the Heritage Company and these people like that decided a long time ago, hey, look, we got to get the courts. Once we get the courts on our side, it ain't about presidents, it ain't about this. It's about these damn Supreme Court justices, and once we get them on our side, we can pretty much do whatever the hell we want to do, and we can buy these elections. And it's called Master Plan, and it's on a channel called The Lever.
The Lever. Okay, I'm gonna check that
Look
out.
up The Lever. They do good documentaries and podcasts. It's on your Spotify too. It's a podcast, but check it out, man. But
man.
all right.
All right, hey man, appreciate you coming through as always, good brother. Nice to chop it up, sports and politics.
My dog, man. I wouldn't have it no other way, man. I'll see you on the next one, champ.
All right, man.
All right, peace.
Yeah. All right, appreciate the good brother coming through. It's always a pleasure to chop it up, man. You know, you are what you hang out with. And for those who don't know, go check out Martin Ashland's. Brother does some awesome content over there. A lot of worthwhile conversations to be listening to. You like to touch grass and shit like that. But anyway, man, I don't think I'll get y'all 2 hours, close to 2 hours, man. It's about time for me to go, take my ass to sleep. I do want to do a pulpit portion of the show before I got to get up out of here, though. Yeah, let's go and get into that. And it's been long enough. Hopefully, StreamYard will work with me. Let me get through this, the last part of the show. I think I got a bit of a word, man.
The devil is a liar. Yes, he is.
All right, man. Pulpit portion of the show. I try to leave y'all out here with some something positive, something to think about as you go through the rest of the week. Thank you for taking time to listen to little old me as always. Hey, beautiful, how you doing? You came at the right time. Came at the right time, man. Pulpit portion of the show. I had and I've said this before. It's important for you in life to have mentors, people that you can go to for sound advice, people you can go to when you trying to find clarity and direction in life, I think we all need to have a mentor, or it's not just one. If you need more than that for different parts of your life, that's cool. It's always nice to lean on people who offer you sound advice, sage wisdom, and you keep those people around. So I had a mentor of mine, shared something on their social media, and it hit me, and I had to take a screenshot of it. And I'm just gonna read it to you, and I'm gonna kind of break it down as best as I can from what I took from it. Um, but the quote goes, "No matter how thirsty you are, you still have to be picky about whose water you drink. Some people turn one sip into a lifetime debt." What I took from that is, sometimes you find yourself in a situation where you need assistance, you need help, um, you need a push, and that necessarily doesn't mean you down bad, but you might need somebody to give you a helping hand. You may have found yourself in a situation, bills got a little too high because of the war in Iran, rents got a little too high. Hey, you may need a little something for the grocery for the kids and for the family, so you reach out to those. And like I said, no matter how thirsty you are, you still have to be picky about whose water you drink, because some people will turn that into a lifetime. That some people are only in the business of offering assistance to maintain some kind of hold on you, to maintain some kind of tie to you. Um, like they love the feeling of I did something for you, and therefore you were indebted to me on some kind of level. Instead of doing it, see, when you're doing stuff out the kindness of your heart, when you're doing stuff for the right reasons, you end up getting blessed in life. When you're doing stuff for reasons to where I'm doing something for you with the ulterior motive of you being okay. Let's break it down even further. Like you being loyal to me, or you owing me something. That's kind of, those are poisonous drinks. Like I said, no matter how thirsty you are, you got to be careful about you know, uh, whose water you drink. Like I said, everybody's not offering you water. Some people are offering you something with a little bit of extra in it. Somebody's offering you something to drink with a little bit of additives in it. And because you're so thirsty, and you're not using your power of discernment, letting that spirit wash over you, and that way you can understand that, hey, maybe as thirsty as I am, as much as of a need I may be in, this ain't the drink for me. As much as I may need that money to go to my gas so I can get back and forth to work and take the kids to school and do all of that, maybe this person, this drink ain't right for me. Maybe I need to find another source, or maybe I need to go thirsty for a little bit longer till I find the um proper place to drink at. I mean, just kind of keep that in mind. Everybody that's got their hand out to you ain't trying to pick you up. Some people just trying to hold on to you. And every hand that's reaching out to you, some people, like I said, are not trying to pull you up. Some people trying to hold you down. Make sure you stay in the same position that you always in. Lean into your spirit of discernment. Hey, I'm not here to tell you who you can't hang with, or what you can and can't do in your life, man. But listen to your spirit of discernment. God has granted it to all his children, dumb or not. You need to start listening to it. Anyway, let me get my behind up on it. I did want to say this, Gator Girl, it was nice to see you early in the show. As always, appreciate Naps coming through. I did see Spotum come through, brother of a certain age. Everybody that comes through, Miss Murph, as always. Anybody catches on the replay, man. Of course, you guys know I might do something tomorrow over in the fun spot. I might do something fun tomorrow. I do want to get into the Carmelo Kelly case a little bit, the child case just a little bit, and I want to get into this UFC incident involving the fight and Michelle Obama. I do have some commentary on that, but it's been a long goddamn day, long night. End you off with the phrase that pays over because brother Ty got gym in the morning. Health is wealth, man. Health is wealth, and it's not always physical, but health is wealth. I leave y'all with that. End you off with the phrase that pays over here. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but every time you learn. And I'm out.